Greetings, program. Tonight I have something a little different and a little bit serious, if you'll permit me. I don't normally do this kind of thing, and so I totally understand if you're not really in the mood for something a little bit serious, a little bit, I have a grievance to air. Totally get it. Feel free to click off. I have another video coming for you tomorrow that's much more lighthearted than this one. But I felt this was important to address, and I wanted to make sure to talk about it. Now, if you run in the kaiju Godzilla circles online, you've no doubt seen this thumbnail come across your feed over the last week or so. This is from a YouTuber named Doktor Skipper, and it is the worst video I've seen in a long time. And I understand that I'm not the first person to express this opinion. I understand I'm not the first person to talk about this. But I still wanted to talk about it because this video is awful. Not only in the sense of the message that it spreads and the things that it models, but also for what it's emblematic of. So, I'm not gonna give a diatribe about what the video is about or what it's... I'm not gonna give a synopsis. If you want to watch the video, go ahead and watch it. Plenty of other people have also done responses to it, so I'm going to continue with the assumption that you've seen the video or at least understand it. So, this video has been understandably making people upset. It made me very upset. I'm not annoyed by this video. I'm not irritated by this video. I am upset because of this video. This video caused me emotional distress. And that might sound silly, but this is something that matters to me. This is something that is important to me. This is something that is foundational to who I am. So I care about this, and I'm gonna talk about it. So, Dr. Skipper opens the video within the first 7 minutes or so by claiming that Godzilla is in the public domain in America, which is just patently false, wrong, not true. And that, unfortunately, is emblematic of a theme in the video, where Dr. Skipper will just make shit up out of the clear blue sky to prove his non-existent point, and non-existent is the term. Throughout this video, I think the point he's trying to get at is that Godzilla operates differently from the Japanese perspective versus from the American perspective in terms of the movies. And I say I think because it's difficult to parse what is being said half the time in this video. ADHD editing isn't even the word. This video is like if you asked an AI generation engine to make a popular YouTube video, to make a video that would do well in the algorithm. But we'll circle back to that. So, claims Godzilla's public domain, and not only does Dr. Skipper claim that, he really digs his heels in on this point. Spends like 2.5 minutes talking about something that's just not true. And this isn't a matter of opinion, it's not true. So that's a great start to the video, and as I said, it's emblematic of a theme of making things up throughout the video. One of the main subjects of the video is comparing the 2014 Godzilla and the MonsterVerse as a whole to Godzilla -1. And it's said repeatedly throughout the video things to the effect of Godzilla allies with the military. Not true. Things like how everyone's on Godzilla's side. Not true. If you're referring to King of the Monsters, the 2019 movie, where there's the we join the fight thing, that's one thing to be talking about. I still wouldn't say that proves the point that's being made. But that's something, but that's not even what he points out. And then there are more just errors, like pointing out Godzilla's treatment in 2014, comparing it to Monarch, and then saying that tone was abandoned for the subsequent movies, showing a clip of GVK, which came out years before Monarch, paying nothing to the fact that Monarch is the most recent piece of MonsterVerse media, so that point doesn't make any sense. And it's not even that. It's not even making shit up to prove your point. That's the worst of it. It's that right towards the beginning of the video, Dr. Skipper openly, readily admits to hating Godzilla and thinking that 98% of the movies suck. And then proceeds to make an ungodly half-hour video about it. A video that goes nowhere, means nothing. I cannot oversell to you how no points in this video go anywhere. It's a series of non sequiturs and tangents that occasionally breaks out into talking about Godzilla and making no sense about the movies. It's the worst kind of commentary. It's the worst kind of media analysis. It's CinemaSins. I am a film student, as a lot of you know. I'm currently working towards an associate's in screenwriting. And I cannot oversell to you the damage that this kind of shit does. How toxic and harmful the relationship with media that this kind of thing models. How harmful that is. It does very real damage to media analysis, to people's relationship with media, and to the creators of media. I resent the implication that this asshole gets to belittle the thing that we're passionate about, that I'm passionate about, that I care about, talk about how much it sucks, and then expect me to sit and listen as you verbally diarrhea for half an hour. There's a little segment about the original movie that, sure, congratulations, you read a couple reviews of it. It rings very much of that energy of, hey, I understand this. And then accenting that with a continuous demonstration of, I don't know what I'm talking about. And believe me, Dr. Skipper does not know what Dr. Skipper's talking about in this subject. Is this just what the channel is? Is this just what the content is? I don't know. But it sure as hell isn't a good look for my introduction to your channel. The discussion of, does Godzilla operate differently from an American perspective versus from a Japanese perspective because of the cultural context from which it originates and in which it's existed, is a discussion. There's a salient discussion to be had there. It sure as shit isn't the discussion that Dr. Skipper's having. There's a video to be made there. It sure as shit isn't the video Dr. Skipper made. Because what Dr. Skipper made is a pointless, nothing video. I grew up getting teased for liking Godzilla, for liking monster movies. Historically, not across the board, obviously. And this kind of shit from this video is something that I still hear. I go to school, a film college, where you really would think people would know better. And I hear this kind of thoughtless, reductive jargon. And it kills me that this is what thrives on the platform, and this is what is encouraged by the platform. Not only does it contain out-and-out misinformation, things that are just wrong factually, it also includes bootleg theater recordings from -1, illegally acquired footage. I'm sure YouTube loves that. And I'm a little loath to get so worked up about this, to get so upset about this. But as I said, this matters to me. And it hurts me to see somebody who readily and openly admits to hating the Godzilla franchise spout this kind of thoughtless nonsense and get so much attention for it. And this isn't even a situation of somebody who doesn't normally like these movies, who really saw something in -1 and really enjoyed it. It's not even that. It's just an opportunity to make fun of people who care about this. It's an opportunity to talk shit in between spurts of irrelevant garbage in the most obnoxious video format you've ever seen in your life, and laughing at nuclear testing in Japan. Let's not gloss over that, because that happens in the video as well. To see somebody do this feels like watching the bullies win to me. And that makes me crazy. That deeply, deeply upsets me. And I went back and forth about making this video because I didn't want to dignify this with a response. But this upsets me to a degree that I think it's important because it's not exclusive to this video. It's not exclusive to Godzilla. This is a symptom of something that I'm seeing just online right now, where being a fan of something is a taxing experience right now because of people like this who come in and talk a bunch of meaningless shit, throw out a bunch of meaningless, thoughtless takes just to kick up dirt. And you know the real fucking kick in the teeth is that this is probably exactly what Dr. Skipper wants. Me getting worked up about it, me caring about it, it's just more engagement, isn't it? It's just more attention. And that sucks. I realize I'm kind of all over the place with this. I'm trying to keep myself on track, keep my thoughts in line, but this just upsets me. It really does. Because -1 is a runaway success. And that's amazing to see. It's nominated for an Oscar. That's incredible. And to see that undercut with dog water like this is disappointing. And inevitable. Look, I understand this is nothing new I'm pointing out here. I understand that this happens a lot. I still think it's important to speak to it. And on top of all of this, as if it wasn't enough, right towards the end of the video, Dr. Skipper punctuates this whole train of garbage with the sentiment, research what you watch. Research what you watch. Now, the irony of that cannot be overstated. And it really does make me wonder if this person is just that dumb, is joking, or is doing this on purpose. And is this rage bait? Maybe. I don't know. Even if it is, that doesn't make it better. And it's not even a new thing. I don't want to act like this is a novel thing, because it's not. And it hurts me to see the kind of people who teased me for loving this get this kind of attention for exactly that kind of behavior. I've said before that I will hear what you have to say and I will respect your opinion as long as you can explain why you think it. Particularly when you're making these brazen, huge statements. And nowhere is that better exemplified than in this video. Because Dr. Skipper makes these huge brazen points with absolutely nothing behind them. Worse yet, misinformation behind them. Misinformation and a fundamental misunderstanding of the subject matter. And nothing derails an argument quicker than that, in my mind. And this video is fraught up to the gills in bad faith, pointless nonsense arguments. And that's different. Expressing something that you think and feel is one thing. Making these big, polarizing points and explaining why you think that is another thing. Making these broad, bold statements with nothing behind them and the kind of pompous arrogance to make some politicians blush does make your opinion less valid, in my eyes. I don't want to be making mountains out of molehills here, but this is bad. This hurts me because of my connection to the subject matter, but I don't want to act like it's exclusive to this subject matter, because it's not. This is something we're seeing in fandoms all across the internet. And it's just as harmful and just as bad for all of them. Because this isn't a statement of opinion. This is a compilation of bad faith arguments made on a fundamental misunderstanding and out misinformation. And that's different. And that sucks. So, I apologize for the downer of a video. I apologize for the bad vibes of this. But I'd like to at least bring this back to some kind of positive point by saying that this has strengthened my conviction to do what I do. Both from a hobbyist perspective in terms of my YouTube channel, and from a professional perspective in terms of the films that I want to write and direct. And the message that I hope I can relay to you as the audience is that subject matters, and that subject matters, whatever they may be, deserve better than this. So, if anything, I hope this serves as a cautionary tale, and I hope this serves as a reminder to be cognizant of what you put out, and to research what you watch. But I fucking mean it. So, thank you for watching this. If you've made it this far, I do appreciate it. I don't make a habit of making these kinds of videos because more often than not, I think it doesn't help. And I don't want to perpetuate any harmful cycles. But I wanted to speak to this one. As I've mentioned before, I'm continuing the donations to Doctors Without Borders now into February. So if you would like to donate, follow the link in the description, and it'll take you to the donation page, and we can do some good. And as I said, another video coming tomorrow that's much more fun than this, much more what I typically like to do. And there's more on the way, and I'll see you soon. And until then, please remember to take it easy, be well, be kind to yourself and others, and good night.